Hi everybody, welcome back. We are back with my little one and we are going to do some rooting and teaching you how. I am not by any means professional about it. I do not know how to root very well, but I do know how to map. So we're going to start there. So I want him to have a little bit of curly hair on top. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. I want him to be a little bit. So I got this from Dolls by Sandy, a 1/4 ounce of curly mohair. This one is dark brown. And it's a Sophia Heritage collection. And it's going to be curly when I put it in. And you're going to need some chalk or a writable, erasable pen. I guess you can get them for reborning. I have not got one yet. I might invest in one. Chalk works, but you just have to keep going over it. You need your root and needles. There's the mushroom one, which I don't care for. I like this one. And I already got a needle on here. It's bent, but we're gonna use it until it breaks. And I am using, there's different ones for different things. There's forked, there's, let me get my books out of the way here. There is, get that book out of the way. I have a whole box, a little tub for rooting stuff. I do not know how to cut hair. I have me a pair of cute little scissors. I have this pair of ones that you go like this with that are good to cut eyelashes with. This is a felting, one where you can do a bunch. I don't know how to use that. Prisma pencils you can get. I have a kit in here, but I only took out dark brown and it looks like sienna brown because I was going to try to do eyelashes on him, but I haven't. These are edges comb brushes, and they're kind of soft. I use a baby toothbrush. I got a baby toothbrush that I like, but I have this one too that you can use. Some of the heads you have to use, I got different hair in here, different hair. I also have a pair of hair cutting scissors. That's for bigger babies, use on bigger babies. Here's the mushroom one. You have to cut the needle for it to fit in there. This one would be pretty good to use. I haven't used it that much. There's this one and this one. I have 3 different kinds. I have the round one, I have the mushroom one, and I have the handle one. I personally like the handle one, but it's preference to what you want to use. I've got some dark brown hair. I got 2 different kinds of those cutting scissors. I got 3. Here's a little teeny ones. I've got 3 of them. And then depending on what you're cutting and what kind of hair, the needles are, I use the 42 gauge forked. I have barbed. You'll have to try them, see which ones you like the best. I got crown. There's barb and crown. Forked. I have forked. And these are forked. I like the forked ones better. And I have it written down somewhere what they're good for. Like they're all 42 gauge. You can get different gauges, but I use the 42. I think it's how it roots. And I've always used the forked. You can use the crown. I think it's how it goes in. I don't know if I wrote that down somewhere. I have, let me get that over there. I'm pretty sure that I have it written in my how-to little book. What each one does. I know I went through and wrote it down. Let's see. I have a rooting page, I think. These are all the how-tos. Root right here. Let's see. Forked. Doll surreal. Anyways, I am not sure. I thought for sure I had written it down somewhere on how to root. I mean, not how to root, but the different, you can go on and see what ones are. This is all my notes from first learning. I know there's one in here. I just don't know where it is at the moment. And yeah, so anyway, I'm sure it's in here. I probably need to find that again and make sure I have it in the front here on what each one does. I know that the higher the number, or the lower the number, the bigger the hole it makes, and you don't want that. So 42 is pretty good for me. That's what I choose to use. So you can look at it. I can't remember what the crown is for, but he has a little spot. You see those lines in there? That's where you're going to root the eyelashes. And if you want them to curl up, then you put them upside down. If you want them to go down, then you'd root it this way. I want them to curl up. But first, this is your pretty straightforward mapping. And it's best to do this so you know where to go. You can do a swirl like back here. But I go from top of the ear over to the other top of the ear. Okay. You don't have to worry about messing up because this just wipes off. And then you're going to go from the tip of the nose. You're going to see the tip of the nose and go straight back. And try to be as in line as you can. I put nails on, which was stupid to do today because it's hard to hold that. Okay, so there's the middle, right? Now these quadrants, you can, like from here back, you would, because you want the hair to fall backwards, so you would go backwards here. The side, which is right in here, you would root this way. The front, you would root this way, so it falls forward. Okay, so if you want a swirl, you'd figure out where you want it. You could do it at the top of the head if you want, but if you wanted to do it, an easy swirl, is like this, right? And it's easy enough to draw, but it's hard to root. I suck at it. So you want it to go dimensional, so you want it to swirl this way. So you would root that way. So you would want it to fall this way, so you'd root this way and keep rooting, and then you would turn it and do it this way, and then you would go like this, and then when you get here, you'd get here to the front, so it would fall forward. So you can brush it this way. I am not going to do that with this one. There's different mapping that you can do. You can do, like if you want it on the side of the head, which is typical what I do sometimes, I would start rooting over here and root this way. I would root this way. I don't know if that's correct or not. But I've done it a couple of them that way, and I like it. I typically would do the back of the head first. Like if I didn't want no swirl or nothing complicated like that, I would take this off. I would still leave this line because you're going to work little by little. And I also would make another line like this, because he's got a big back of the head. So the tip of the ear to the tip of the ear, because his ears are like little elf ears. So I would make another one right there. So all of this would be done this way. So you can work in this quadrant, then you could work in this quadrant, then you could work in this quadrant, and then this quadrant, and you know, so forth. So, but I'm not going to do that with this one. So, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not going to give him a full head of hair. I like the way his head looks. I want it bald, semi-bald. There's different techniques that you can look at, but that's the gist of it. You go from one side to the other side, from the tip of the nose to the back. Then you got your 4 quadrants. What you do from there, you'd have to look up and decide what you want to do. But that's the gist of it. I am going to give him a strip, like I did Wyatt, and I'll go get him so I can show you. I am going to just do a strip like this. I'm just going to give him a little bit of hair in that strip. Like from one, you can do it from the beginning of the eye, the middle of the eye, like that. I'm not going to go down on his forehead. This is his forehead. And there's a more strict, here's his temple, here's his temple. So around the temple you would do, you know, right here. You can look it up, but it's really difficult as long as you get the rooting road correct on which way to go and which way you want it to fall, then you can root. Doesn't matter. As long as you know how to. Now, Lucy, when I did Lucy, I did it totally wrong. I rooted this way, right here, so her hair sticks up. I did it the wrong way. I should have done it this way, because I'm working in the front. I want it to fall to the front, not to the back. So let me go get Wyatt so I can show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, I got Wyatt. Let me sneak past you again. Okay, here is Mr. Wyatt. And his hair, see, it's only right there in the middle. So we are going to oh yeah, you need a spray bottle. You will need a spray bottle. So I'm gonna, his hair has not been combed and it's glued in, but you still lose a little bit of hair every once in a while. And the best way to curl it, I've noticed, you can use your fingers, but the best way you get a dowel, a little dowel, put it on here, it's wet, and you're gonna curl it. See, there's his little hair. See, ain't he cute? I think he's adorable. So that's his little curl. And that's what I'm gonna do to him, is just put him a little bit of hair in there. So that is really easy to do, and it's cute. They have hair, you know. If you had a little girl, you could do the same thing, and you could put a bow in it because you're going to leave it long. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. So we're going to get our needle ready. So people don't know how to use this one. When you store it, the big end goes there, so the needle goes down in, just like that. When you want to use it, you flip it around, okay, and you put it in that way. Typically, your forked needle, it has these little, at the very end, it has little forks, you know, it goes, I don't want to get stuck, goes like this. So the hairs will get down in the middle and you poke it, okay? There's a certain way that you hold it where it goes in really, really well. Now this is a pretty soft vinyl. If it was a harder vinyl, I would get my light. I have a light. You put it underneath here and you turn it on and it warms it up. And it makes it easier to root. Now here's the little curly hair. I'm going to take some out. Let's see. I'll show you what it looks like out of the... It's really curly. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm not even going to cut it or anything. I'll cut it the length I want after. I am going to start back here. Everybody holds the hair differently. When I first started, I did it like this, and I just stabbed it. Held it here and stabbed it. And took it out, and you got some hair. I don't know if you can see the little hairs right there. And that's how it's the quickest way. It's not the correct way, but it is for me. And this needle is gonna bust on me, I know it is. But you can do it fast, and you can feel it through your fingers. And you can do it thick or thin. I've got little thin pieces, but you can do it and you just stab it in, and you stay within those lines, and it should be good. Okay, and you just pull it out softly, and let's see, and it's really curly, and there's some curl there. See the hairs? It'll look better once we get a lot more in this area. So I'm going to do a little bit of this, and then I will come back, but that will get you going. I do it that way for this because it's easier, but there's a lot of people that hold the hair like at the end of their fingers and do it that way. They hold the hair a certain way. I've never got the hang of that. So I definitely need more rooting experience, more classes, more whatever to do, and it would be beneficial. So you want to do this? Great. If you don't, and your baby's all done and you're good with it. If I wanted this to be a girl, I'd just put a hair bow on her or a hat, whatever. Right now, I'm wanting it to be a boy, so I'm going to do it as a boy. That's the beauty of all of this, is that you can change it anytime you want. So I'm going to go. I will come back and show you how it looks. Okay. I got his little hair up. Isn't he cute? He looks so cute. And I did trim it a little bit. You just put your fingers here and you just cut what you want trimmed. And I don't want to trim a whole lot off. I want it to be able to do that little curly thing. So that's where that is. Now inside here you can see, I don't know if you can, yeah you can. You can see where the hair is. You're going to put glue in that so it doesn't come out. And I use this. I also use Gem Tech, GEMTAC. This is the best stuff to use. And I don't have enough to do it, so I'm just going to use the Aleene's glue. So we're gonna just take a brush. Just make sure whatever brush you use, you wash it out really well after you're done, so it doesn't stay. So I'm just gonna just put some of this, just spew some of this stuff in here, and put it in. Now you would do the same thing to eyelashes, like if you have a closed eye baby, you would do the exact same thing, because you would see it where the eyes are. You would do this exact same thing. But this one has open eyed, so we're just gonna brush this where I put the hair. Just take a brush and brush it in there. It's gonna dry overnight, which is fine. And we are going to move on to the eyelashes. And I'll show you one of those. Put some water in here so my brush doesn't get yucky. We will leave it in the water until I can take it upstairs. Okay, so his hair is going to get smushed while we do this. So I'm going to take the same hook. I'm going to use the same hair. Actually, I could cut it, but I have nails on, so it's not going to work that well. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of hold it on here. And it's going to be hard to see, but you're going to get a feel where that line is. And just poke down in there. Let me see if I got some. Yep, I did. Okay. I'm going to do this corner a little bit. And see, typically I would hold it tight like this and just get the feel for where that is. And this is going to be long eyelashes, and you're going to trim them to where you want them. And I have the eye in the way, because I have the eyes in, so you just kind of move it so you can get it in there. I'm not going to be able to glue this because you're not going to see it. So let's get a little bit wet. You can see, and I'm going to brush it up because I want the eyelashes to stick up. I want them to be up. I don't want them to be down. So we're going to continue to do that all the way across on each side, and I will be back to show you what that looks like in just a few minutes. Okay, we have done his hair on top, and here's his eyes, and his face is wet because I just wet it all. And I'm gonna kind of let that dry a little bit. And I rooted it this way in those lines so that they would be in there. And the only thing that I haven't tried to do is eyelashes. Now, you can root them. I have no idea how to do that, but I bought this brush that I found on the advertisement, and it's to draw eyebrows on your thing. So I thought I would try taking some paint. I don't know. I try to, if you do paint, then we have to seal it again. So I don't know if I'm going to try doing that or if I'm just going to try the Prisma pencil. I would try this before you varnish it. Seal it. I would try it because that way if it doesn't come out good, you can always wipe it off. But if I do it this way, it's not going to come off very well. So this is one way you could do them. And the other way is with the Prisma pencil. And I'm going to use the, you got to make sure that it's sharp. And his brows are going to be like the brow bone right here. And I've tried before to do this, and it is not easy to try to do. It's easier to try to do it on paper. And you just do little lines, little feather lines. And that looks pretty good. See? Little lines. And just have it, you know, because your eyebrows kind of stick up right here, you know? Same kind of thing. We're going to move these hairs. And what I'm going to do after I do this, if I like it, which so far I do, I've got some matte varnish. I'll probably have to do it this way. It's easier to do it. You turn it the easiest way to, and if you don't like it, you can wash it off. And if you get hairs, like I got a couple right there, that don't need to be there, you can take a pair of tweezers and tweeze them out. Okay. Next to his little eyebrows, they're light enough where you can see them. But, so now we're going to take these eyelashes, because they're just hanging. Look at those. See how long they are? And we're going to just trim them. I'm going to trim them off right near the eyebrows, and we'll trim them more from there. The more I trim them, they are going to, see, there they are. The more I trim them, they're going to kind of stick out. But you can train them to because we want the inner ones to be smaller. Okay, so I'm going to take some water and I'm going to brush them up. Facial. See, you brush him up and he looks way cute. Look at that little face. And when they dry, you can do it again so they stay. So cute. Here's his little face. He's got eyelashes. He's got a little bit of hair. So the last thing I'm going to do is put his magnet in, and he's done. The eyebrows, those are cute. I'm surprised that they came out at all. And we'll just take this brush and brush the water. Now I can take this matte finish that I have, not the gloss, but the matte. This is a varnish, just like what we used for his whole head. I don't want his eyebrows coming off. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. A little bit of this with a little brush. Put it on the brush. And I'm just going to brush it on his brows. And it'll blend in with the rest of it. But I don't want it to come off. So you just do a little bit. And you can take your finger and just kind of dab it so it looks like it's pressed in. And there we have it. There's Mr. Little One. So I am going to do his magnet, and he is done. We are done. So there's the little rooting tutorial. good luck with it. My advice would be to watch as many as you can. I have not found any free ones that show you from beginning to end. There is one lady that I did watch, and if you hit Rooting Baby Dolls, her name will come up, and I cannot think. It's Miracle Baby. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you, and do a search on YouTube for Reborn Hair Rooting. It will come up because, oops, Reborn Hair Rooting. Okay. Bountiful Baby has one that's free that you can watch. In Love with Reborns has a couple that you can watch. Jackie Ortiz, and the SMN show, she shows what each gauge does. That's a good one. Here's one to how to map your reborn doll head to get it to do different things. This is a good one. This is, and I've watched these, this is Emily Kate Art Dolls. Here it is. Rooting Methods for Beginner and Advanced Reborn Artists. From customdollbaby.com. Perfect. I've watched her several times. So those are the ones that you can go watch, okay? And then, yeah, just go from there and just keep trying to find one that you are interested in and all of that. And maybe you'll be better at it than I am, because I suck at it. I mean, I can do this, you know, I can do this a little bit, and that's, you know, that's good. But, yeah, so enjoy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and we will see you when I do another video. Thanks for watching.